Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little bear. And let's start with the magic ring. Take your yarn and wrap the short end around your fingers like this. Hold the yarn with another finger. Insert your hook under the first loop and grab the second one. Twist and make one chain. Now into this ring, we need to make 7 single crochets. Insert your hook into the ring, pull up the yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. We need to make 6 more for a total of 7 single crochets. Now pull the short yarn tail to close the ring. To finish the row, we'll join it with a slip stitch. Go into the very first single crochet, pull up the yarn and pull it through the loop on your hook. We will make a slip stitch at the end of each row. Now let's start row 2. Make your first single crochet in the same stitch where you just made the slip stitch. Right here, it's a good idea to place a stitch marker on this first stitch. That way, you won't forget where the row started. Next, make 1 single crochet in each stitch around, 7 in total. When you're done, it's time to close the row. You'll see a little stitch between the start and the end. That's the slip stitch from the previous row. We skip it. Instead, make a slip stitch in the very first stitch of this row. In this row, make 7 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. Make your first stitch in the same place where we made a slip stitch. And don't forget to place a marker on that first one. Then just keep going until you reach the end of the row. And as always, we finish with a slip stitch into the first single crochet of this row. We've already made one arm. Make chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a short tail, and pull the yarn tight to secure it. Also, don't forget to pull and tighten the center of the magic ring from the beginning. Hide this yarn tail inside the arm and make the second arm in the same way. Let's start making the legs. Make a magic ring. Now into this ring, we need to make 4 single crochets. Pull the short yarn tail to close the ring, then make a slip stitch into the very first stitch to close the row. In this row, we are going to make an increase in each stitch. Just a quick reminder, we always start the first single crochet in the same place where we finished the slip stitch. Place a marker on that first one. Now in that same stitch, make 1 more single crochet. That's our first increase. Keep going like this all around. By the end of the row, you should have 8 single crochets in total. And finish with a slip stitch. In row 3 and 4, just make 8 single crochets, 1 in each stitch all the way around. We've already made 1 leg. After the slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn, leave a small tail and pull tight. Also remember to tighten the magic ring and hide the yarn tail inside the leg. And now make the second leg in the same way, but don't cut the yarn after row 4. We are going to join the legs together. Alright, I've made the second leg. Now chain 1 and make 1 single crochet into the second leg. Place a marker on the stitch. This will be the first single crochet in row 5. We already have our first single crochet. Now let's keep going. Make a total of 8 single crochets around the first leg. Then make 1 single crochet into the chain between the legs, just like this. Now work 8 single crochets around the second leg. Again, make 1 single crochet into that one chain, and to finish the row, make a slip stitch into the first stitch. In this row, we'll make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. You should have 18 single crochets in total. And now we are going to attach the arms. Start by making 4 single crochets. Don't forget to place a marker on that first one. Take one arm and insert your hook into any stitch on the arm from the inside. Then insert your hook into the next stitch on the body. Pull up the yarn and make single crochet. Now make 8 single crochets across the body. Grab the second arm, insert your hook into a stitch on the arm from the inside, then into the next stitch on the body. And finish your single crochet. Now make 4 more single crochets to reach the end of the row. Finish with a slip stitch. In this row, we'll crochet around the whole body and the arms. We'll make 7 single crochets across each arm and 18 single crochets across the body. That makes 32 single crochets in total. And as always, finish the row with a slip stitch. Time to do some decreases. We'll be making them in each stitch using the front loops only. Let's make the first decrease. Insert your hook into the same spot where we just did the slip stitch, pull up the yarn, then insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch, pull up the yarn. You should have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all of them. Place a marker on that first stitch, and let's make another one. Insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch, then into the front loop of the next stitch. Now you've grabbed 2 stitches, pull up the yarn and pull through both loops. That's your second decrease. Keep going like this all the way around, making a decrease in each stitch. At the end, finish with a slip stitch. In this row, decrease in each stitch. Insert your hook, pull up the yarn, then insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch, pull up the yarn, yarn over and pull through all 3. Next decrease, insert your hook into the front loop of one stitch, then the front loop of the next, pull up the yarn and work 2 loops. Repeat this all the way around. By the end of this row, you should have 8 single crochets in total. Now we are moving on to the head. In this row, we'll do an increase in each stitch. By the end, you should have 16 single crochets. Now we'll make 1 single crochet, then an increase. That means you make 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Repeat this all the way around. The last stitch of the row should be an increase. By the end you should have 24 single crochets in total. From row 13 to 15, just make 1 single crochet in each stitch, so that is 24 single crochets in each row. Now is a good time to stuff the bear's body. If you're using safety eyes, you can add them now. Place them between row 14 and 15 with 3 stitches in between. In this row, we'll make 4 single crochets, then a decrease. Repeat that until the end of the row. The last stitch should be a decrease. Now we'll make 3 single crochets, then a decrease. Repeat that all the way around. The last stitch should be a decrease. In this row, 2 single crochets, then a decrease. Keep going like that, and your last stitch should be a decrease. By the end of the row, you should have 12 single crochets. Now add a bit more stuffing to fill out the bear's head. This is the last row. We'll make a decrease in each stitch just like we did before. You'll end up with 6 stitches. Now make a slip stitch. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. Leave a long tail for sewing. Then thread your yarn into a needle. Insert the needle through all 6 stitches around the opening. And pull tight to close the hole. Go around the stitches one more time to secure it. Make a small knot. Insert the needle here and bring it out somewhere else like this. Cut the yarn and the end will hide inside the head. For the ears, start with the magic ring and make 8 single crochets into the ring. Pull the ring tight and finish with a slip stitch. Now make 1 single crochet in each stitch around, 8 in total. Finish the row with a slip stitch. Chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing. Make the second ear in the same way. And now place the ears on the head and test out where you want to sew them. I'm going to sew the ears on the bear's head, right about here, near the second to last row. Thread the long yarn tail into a needle. Place the ear where you want it and insert the needle into a stitch on the head. Next, I insert the needle into the next stitch on the head. and then into the next stitch on the ear through 2 loops. It's important not to stretch the ear. We want to keep that nice round shape, so take your time and sew carefully. I keep placing the ears as I go and just slide the needle under the stitches directly under the ear. That way the ear keeps its shape and sits nicely on the head. Continue sewing around the ear like this, making sure not to skip any stitches on the ear itself, so everything looks neat and tidy. Also, make sure the ear sits evenly with the arm, not too far forward or backward. At the end, I make a small knot. Insert the needle into the head and pull it out on the other side. Then I trim the yarn and hide the end in the stitches. Sew the second ear the same way. To make the nose, we simply create a magic ring and work 6 single crochets into ring. Pull the ring tight and join the row with a slip stitch. Then chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing. Now I'm going to attach the nose to the bear's face. Trim the short yarn tail from the beginning. Place the nose where you want it and sew it in the same way we did the ears. First, go through a stitch on the head, then through 2 loops on the next stitch on the nose. At the end, pull the yarn through the head. Trim it and hide the tail in the stitches. Now I'm going to use white yarn to embroider the nose and mouth. It's a bit tricky to explain, but I basically just eyeball the placement at first. I insert the needle from the side of the head and bring it out slightly to the left of the center of the nose. Then I insert the needle slightly to the right and bring it out under the nose. I adjust the yarn so it's not too tight and then insert the needle under the white yarn in the center and pull it all the way through the head to the back. I gently adjust the yarn, trim the end and hide the tail in the stitches. I also made this little scarf and hat for the bear. The video is already long, so I've included the writing pattern for the bear and these accessories on my Ribblr shop. It's completely free, you'll find photos to help you along, so I'm sure you'll be able to make them easily on your own. And I hope you enjoyed crocheting with me. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me to know you enjoyed my content. That's all for now. See you again in my new videos. Bye bye!